on the road here. So, where we left off last was Morgak and Garrett. You guys came back from your little stint in the swamp there, and you helped a fellow friend of yours that you made quick friends with. What was his name here? So I'm very bad with names. Eleanor. You helped Eleanor, the elf ranger, get his best friend back from the clutches of Preshka, the Raksha. Rakshaza? I think they're called. Giant cat person. You defeated the sea hag and you lifted the curse, or at least part of the curse that has been put upon the Wand of Shadow. Now, James, you're not familiar with this, but I'm going to bring you up to speed because we'll assume that you were one of the people working on lifting this curse. The Wand of Shadow essentially protects a large area, basically turns it all invisible. So you can hide entire armies using this single wand. The group has been trying to figure out a way to get rid of the little kinks that the wand has. One of them was memory loss, the other one was rapid aging. For its prolonged use. So they managed to get rid of the memory loss, but now they're trying to work and try and get rid of the curse that is causing the rapid aging of the people that use the wand. We'll say that you were in the Mages Guild, helping the head mage master try and get rid of this curse that is on the wand, but to no avail. It kind of seems to you that the head mage that works at the Mages Guild might have some ulterior motives, and you're kind of suspicious that he might be working for the orcs that have recently invaded the kingdom of Adno, which is the human kingdom. So you're kind of like thinking about snooping around his office maybe and checking out like what he could be up to. Right now, you don't know where he is. He's kind of like disappeared. He's been away for probably about just a couple days, but this is kind of outside his normal routine. It's not very normal for him to do that. So, again, like you can come up with the rest of your backstory as we go along, but that's basically the setting we have you in right now. Right now, you're in the Mages Guild, and you just kind of chill in there, kind of like snooping around his notes to see if you can find anything unusual. So we will actually start with you, James. So right now you would be kind of like in his office snooping around. I'll have you do a perception roll to see if you notice anything or can find anything unusual. Okay. 11, yeah. So as you're snooping through his notes, you kind of get an idea of, like, he's got, like, some diagrams of the one that you guys have been working on. You do find some burnt, sort of, like, scrolls of notes that he had in his fireplace, and you managed to take out a few scraps, and you can kind of make out the name, like, Iliad, and you can kind of make out the name Mountains of Madness. But that's the gist of your snooping. So that's all you can really discern from that right now. You know the Mountains of Madness. They are directly north of Wintervale, and they are very treacherous. So it can be quite a difficult way to get up there. But you also know that there is a large cave, a large cursed cave filled with unknown enemies and very dangerous things that could a lot of adventurers have gone up to but have been never come back from. So most people tend to shy away from that area because it's just so dangerous. They just ignore it completely. So yeah. Now, where would you like to go, James? Morgak and Garrett are going to be in the Fort Wintervale. So if you look on the map there that I have set up, at the very top corner, they're at the Fighter Guild. So that's one right there, and you are there. So if you want, you can head to the fort to see if you can maybe talk to the mayor, and maybe introduce this information that you found to him to see how he reacts, or do whatever. It's up to you. If you need a drink right now, you got a tavern you can go to too. It's up to you.
I mean, I'll just go talk to the mayor.
All right.
See if I can get shit sorted out.
Sure. So we'll say you make your way to the mayor. You enter into Fort Wintervale. The mayor's office is going to be like right here. So as you enter into the fort, you run into an unusual group or unusual looking a couple of people. One is a very large orc barbarian. It is very unusual that you would see one here alive still. You would have thought that if an orc had gotten this far, it probably wasn't on his good looks, and you're a little hesitant to approach him. Right beside the orc is a very diminutive-looking humanoid bird that has like a brown hood over his head, and he's got daggers on the side of his belt, and they're just kind of like standing around chatting.
Orgak is slowly sharpening his axe.
Okay. What do you do, Garrett?
It's an unpleasant conversation to do, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk too much today because my throat is really sore.
That's okay. So you guys see like one of these sort of mage apprentices start walking towards the mayor's house, and you notice that he's got something in his hand, some like charred scrap paper, and he looks kind of like he's on a bit of a mission right now. He's very determined to talk to the mayor about something. So it's up to you. Like, if you just want him to let him go in, you can go inside and just
let him go in. We're not allowed in that house anymore. So
True.
Orgak awaits a pleasant, little thing that's going to go on. So he's just sitting there and watching.
Okay. So James, you open up the mayor's the door to the mayor's house, and he is flanked on either side by 2 town guards, and he's just kind of sitting at his table or his desk, just scribbling away on things. His name is Tonald Drump. His appearance is, he's very kind of like portly. He's got a very wide stomach, very kind of like hearty, jolly kind of stomach, and his hair kind of looks like someone glued a blonde ferret onto his head. And as he's writing with his quill pen, you notice that his hands are abnormally small for a human his size. Like, you're not entirely sure what's wrong with him, but they're like baby hands. They're just like very tiny.
What manner of creature is this? What's the name of my boss?
Oh, your boss, his name is Philip. Philip Stormcrow.
Philip, totally not improvised Stormcrow.
Totally not improvised. No.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the mayor. By these 2 god-looking fellas.
Right.
I'm gonna say, greetings, T-Man.
he kind of like glances up. It's like, oh, what are you doing out of here? You're not even supposed to be in here. Go away. I'm busy.
Well, I'd be happy to go away. I just want to inform you that Philip, what's his face? I say old boss because you'll understand why in a minute. He's up to some shit, and then I show him the papers.
Okay, so he snatches the papers out of your hand. He's like, oh, this is complete nonsense. It's completely pointless. You don't even need these. He just tosses it in the trash bin next to him. He's like, off you go. It's fine. Philip likes to go on his little adventures sometimes.
Are you really going to blow off a guy looking into something this dangerous and potentially hazardous to you yourself?
I'm at the door. Yes, he is.
You! Get out of here! I didn't tell you could come in.
Not in there. I'm not in there.
What? Who the fuck are you?
I believe he's addressing you, Garrett.
Somebody that tried telling him something one time and he blew it off as well because he kind of helped do it.
I did no such a thing. I am
Uh-huh.
protecting my
You just
people.
hear loudly from outside.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you did.
That's it. All of you. Just leave me alone. I'm too busy. Go away. And he immediately just, like, kind of shoves you out the door with his baby hands, just kind of, like, gingerly shoving you in the back and just, go away. And he just, like, immediately just closes the door and locks it.
So, what'd you have to tell him?
I have to tell him that my boss he's up to bad shit. I'm gonna try attempt number 2 here. I'm gonna try.
Who's your boss?
Perry Stormcrow. No, Philip. I
Philip
call him
Stormcrow,
Perry.
yes. Totally not improvised name.
Oh. That was the mage guy that we ran into, right?
Yeah, that was the gnome wizard that you guys were talking
Yeah.
to at the Mages Guild. Yeah.
Oh, I could have told you that.
You could have, yeah.
No. Like, I'm telling him.
Oh, okay.
I could have told you that he was doing crap.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had suspicions, but I'm new. I just got here. I've been working for a couple. I'm basically an intern, an unpaid intern.
Oh, those are always the funnest jobs.
Yeah. I will also mention to you, James, that you have heard of these two guys before. They actually helped a couple of your fellow apprentice mages with some spatial rifts. Unfortunately, one ended up getting his head cut clean off, but they managed to save the other two fairly easily. So you're thankful for that, because one of them was actually a best friend of yours. So her name, your friend's name was... Where is she? Eris.
Can you use disguise self to look like someone else?
You can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm gonna burn a spell slot immediately, and I'm gonna use disguise self. I'm gonna turn into P Dog. I'm gonna turn into Philip.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on the door again.
All right. So you knock on the door. He's like, God damn it, Gary, check who that is. And if it's one of those other people, stab him in the face. I'm busy. So the door just kind of like clicks, kind of creaks open. Yes. Oh, it's Philip, sir. He's like, oh, he can come right in. It's fine. So the door swings open, and you walk in. I want you to make a charisma saving throw.
Should be spell save.
Or a spell save. Yeah, make a spell save. Sorry.
Okay.
I want to see if you can maybe notice right away if you're Philip
Is that
or
just
if
a
you're
D20?
someone else.
I don't know where the button for that is. Yeah, on Roll20.
Well, what's your spell save against spells that you cast on people? I can use that and just roll for the mayor.
I think it says spell save DC 13.
Spell save is DC 13? Okay.
Yeah, it should be 8 plus your proficiency plus whatever modifier you use.
Okay. So he definitely believes you're Philip. He only rolled a 6 for that. So yeah, he's like, come in, my friend, come in.
Greetings, it is I, P Dog. I would like to know if you know anything about my nefarious plans,
Oh, well,
of which I have many.
I thought you already headed to the mountains to talk to Iliad about this, okay? We need to keep it down. Those guys are always sneaking about trying to screw up our plans. They already killed the sea hag, and they're ruining our plans to curse that stupid wand to keep them from using it against the orc horde.
Okay, you just threw a lot of information at me. Do you want to maybe write that down so that I can...
You already
Remember?
know all about all
P Dog
this.
memory.
You're part of the pact. You already know about all this stuff. We already made arrangements.
True, but I lost my notebook, you see.
Look, if you can't remember how to get to the bloody mountains, hold on just a second. He kind of like shuffles through some papers and he's like, here, look. And he hands you like a little map of the mountain range. He's like, you just follow this pass up here, up there, and turn south at the bend, and then turn north, and then you're up at the top. Just be very careful about the bloody stone bridge. It's very treacherous. You gotta be careful.
Okay, too delicious. Thanks very much.
Welcome. And
Dude.
hurry up. Iliad does not like to be waited on. And then he just kind of like
Okay, I leave.
shakes
Thank
your hand
you.
vigorously and just like closes the door and locks it again.
Okay, awesome. Could you go over all the information I just got so I can write it down?
Okay.
Philip is going to.
Sure, no problem.
Philip is going to what? Philip is going to Iliad Mountain, I guess.
Yeah, to the Mountains of Madness, Philip was going to meet Iliad to talk to her about the Wand of Shadow. And Garrett and Morgak, well, Morgak knows who Iliad is. She's been a thorn in the group's side for the very beginning. She's a time-traveling drow necromancer that is screwing up with the timeline to try and get the Orc Horde to lay waste to the entire world at this point. The group had originally traveled to a future version of Adnil that had already been overrun with orcs, and the future version of Iliad managed to take the Wand of Shadow and destroy it before they were able to get their hands on it. Then they traveled back to this time, and now they're still dealing with her because she's time hopping around trying to get the wand and destroy it and do all nasty things to it. So she's basically helping the Orc Horde destroy the entire world. You don't know exactly what her motives are at this point, but that's the gist of it right now.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go up to the new guys that I see. History as adventurers slash heroes, anti-heroes, and I'm gonna say Perry is going to Iliad to fuck about with the Wand of Shadow.
Why would you tell us this, Philip?
Because you see, and I'm gonna drop the disguise. I'm actually a very powerful wizard. I'm like, if a wizard is a Ferrari, I'm a Toyota. I mean, if a wizard is a carriage, I'm a mule, whatever.
Nonetheless, Morgak does not like magic.
It confuses him.
It does indeed.
So your point in telling us is
Basically, you can help me stop this guy, or you can wait until he destroys the world and you, by proxy, end up dead.
Well, you lot would die, but I'd be fine.
fly away and ditch your ass.
Yeah, so we'd be fine.
Everyone would be fine. For sure. No problem.
Yeah. Well, I know Morgak made mention of the ill person.
Iliad, right?
Iliad,
Yeah.
yes. So Morgak, hearing the name, would reiterate all this information to you, Garrett, and you'd be like, oh, okay.
I reiterate that information.
Yes.
Very good reiterating of information.
Thank you.
I love the role-playing we're doing. It's just amazing. Spot on.
I know, it's great. Yeah, sad. Well, I mean, I suppose we could.
Mm-hmm. You could help if you feel like it.
Yeah. I'll let Morgak kind of decide.
She almost killed my dwarf friend. I guess we can kill her.
Okay.
So come on.
Let's try and take prisoners here. Let's not try and.
You can't.
Morgak gives you like the meanest look, like prisoners.
Voluntary workers, whatever.
He's
It's
not
kinda
used
hard
to
to
taking a lot of them.
loot the living.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I do it all the time. I mean, nothing.
Happens all the time. Makes sense.
What is your name, Magic Man?
My name is Arthur Periwinkle. Or Artie.
All right. So, Artie, how do we get into the mountains?
I show them. Did the guy draw me up a map or something?
Yeah, he gave you a map to kind of lead you through the mountain pass up the mountains, safe enough.
Minor illusion of a PowerPoint with a map on it.
There you go. Just kind of
Okay,
point
tries to
to it
touch
with like a laser pointer. It's like, this is where we need to go.
How many days travel?
I don't know. I'm assuming this is to scale, so we have to calculate it.
We'll say, like, I'll take you to this map here. This will give you a good idea. The mountain range where you guys are right now, you're like right here. The mountain range where they're coming from is going to be all the way over here. So I would say that could be probably a good maybe 3 days travel.
Okay, so it's a weekend trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say it's a weekend trip. It'll be fun, like camping and shit. Get some s'mores, some mead.
I have 0 survival.
I have 2 survivals somehow. I don't know how I have that.
It's roughly like 147 kilometers, so I'm not sure how fast you guys can run. You might be able to get horses.
Technically, oh, actually, I have a thing on my computer. It's actually.
If we want to get
Where is it?
technical, you know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's up to you. But 147k, that'd probably be like a back and forth. That'd probably be about like 3-4 days, yeah.
I think walking it's normally like 30 miles a day. Horseback I think is 50.
Okay.
Trying to figure out where I put that because I really liked it.
That's okay. We can just play it by ear for now. We don't have to
Yeah.
get into specifics. So we'll say by horseback, you guys would make it there within like a day and a half. If you end up not taking horses and just like hiking it, it would take you twice as long. So it
Do
take you.
Jack and Morgak have horses? Because I don't.
No.
None of you have
Okay.
horses. No.
I can't. No, I don't have anything for a horse. Yeah. I didn't start off with any gold, did I? I'm an unpaid intern.
We'll say that you start with 200 gold pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's mine.
So, because you're from the area, James, we'll just say that you know that there's like a rent-a-stag shop in town that you guys can just go and maybe like pay a nominal fee to rent some horses for a few days.
Okay, cool. I say, I gotta keep looking at. Sorry, this is my first game, so I still gotta keep looking at your PC character names.
Oh, it's fine.
I say to Jack and Morgak, I know a place where we can acquire. Would you like to go and acquire steeds?
Steeds, yeah. That works.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys head into town. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. There's carts being pulled with food and ale being sold from the bars. There's a lot of like bustling and a lot of people running around doing their basic errands. You see across the way that there is a stag, what they call the rent-a-stag, across from you. We'll say in like that area. That's fine. or if I could click. Anyway, it's nearby. So you guys head towards the shop, and you see a variety of different steeds, like the really big horses that could carry like 3 people on their backs, like gigantic size. You see some llamas. You see even like a camel or two. You also see some basic ones like donkeys and mules, just to pull like carts and stuff. So.
Is there any way we can get a cart? Just like a donkey and a cart?
Yeah. You can go up to the guy, the merchant, and see what he's willing to sell you guys.
Double check my charisma because this is a new character. I don't know what I'm working with.
Yeah.
We can gather a flock of pigeons.
A flock of pigeons. We shall travel by pigeon. You might be a little heavy for that, Morgag.
Oh.
And I can just carry myself.
Yeah, true. You can fly. You can polymorph into a bird and you can just fly yourself.
Yep.
But
Wait,
also,
you can polymorph?
yeah,
Kenku.
he's a Kenku rogue, so he can polymorph once per day into a raven, and that lasts until he dismisses it, or it's like a 12 to 24 hours it lasts, or until he dismisses it. So.
Oh, do you want to go ahead then? Do you just want to go do it yourself?
No.
No, it's cool. You go ahead. You go ahead. Me and Morgak, we're gonna catch up. We're gonna teach each other secret handshakes and shit. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a fun trip.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go. Are either of you good with people?
Morgag's
Is
good
Morgag
at smashing
good with
things. Intimidation would probably be yours.
I am good with intimidation.
Yes, I believe you roll strength for that instead of like charisma, so there's that at least.
Oh, I only have it as a +1, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think it's like a proficiency with it automatically.
yeah, I think so.
Probably.
As you
Sometimes
level
I feel
up,
like you
could.
should be able to use strength instead, but meh.
Well, it depends on the GM if they're comfortable with it, and I'd be fine with that. But you'd have to like use your physical strength to intimidate rather than your words to intimidate. So if you like smash a table or take a bottle and hit it over the guy's head, that kind of thing.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind next time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can get a deal out of this guy, and then if I can't, start breaking shit. I don't know.
Okay.
I go up to the dealer and I say, "Greetings,
Greetings.
chap. I'm looking for a small cart capable of carrying, let's say, 300 people. Good for 3 days travel."
So you need a cart for 3 people, good for 3 days travel?
Well, let's make it a bit sturdier. Let's say 3.5.
Quite. Well, I have the finest of carriages that we can carry you in, and he kind of opens up the side door of this cart, and you peer inside, and you see like this nice red velvet carpeting and beautifully intricate ornate pillows on either side of the bench, and on the bench is like nice comfortable like sheepskin blanket and furs, and he's got like little candle holders on either side, and there's like a little desk at the very front of the cart that shows like a plethora of little bottles filled with what's assumed to be alcoholic drinks, and there's like fresh fruit in a bowl next to that as well. He's like, "This is my finest cart. It will cost you minimum 2,000 gold, and for your travel cost, it would also cost an additional 1,000. So 3,000 gold pieces for my finest carriage. If you wish to add a steed to that as well, that will be a little extra. The carriage itself is very heavy, so you would need our finest of stallions." And he goes to turn you towards this gigantic-looking black horse that's just kind of like covered in like muscle that you can see from its mane, and it's very shiny coat. It looks like it's ordained. It's got like a little collar around it, ordained with jewels, and it's very, very extravagant looking horse. Its hair, its mane is braided in several different braids as well, and it's just kind of like it looks like one of the most pompous horses you have ever seen, to be honest. So,
Okay, I say, look, mate, I'm not trying to take a maiden on a voyage. I'm trying to go and save the friggin' world. And that's going to travel from A to B. It
well,
can be like a,
if you say that, and if you cannot afford our finest steed and carriage, there's also this. And he goes and points, and often about like 20 feet away, you see the dirtiest looking mule attached to a very rickety looking old wooden sort of like pulley wagon. It has no seat whatsoever. It looks like it's made out of just like plain old like wood planks. Does not look comfortable at all to ride in. There's no cover. It's just like a wagon with two wheels on either side and like a little frame, a little wood frame, and the end is got no frame on it. You just enough to hang your feet off of, kind of thing. So,
I make an insight check to see if this thing will stand up to the journey.
okay.
Oh, 19, sweet.
Nice. Okay, so you look at the mule and you think one stiff breeze could knock this thing over. It is pretty scraggly looking and doesn't have a whole lot of muscle. The wagon, you'd be lucky to carry the Kenku in this without it falling apart, to be honest with you. Its construction is shoddy at best. So,
Okay, I'm gonna say, guys, just can we have an aside over here in the corner of this dealership?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get everyone out of earshot from
okay,
this guy.
sure.
I say, this guy into not being a dickhead. Is everyone okay with that?
That work, I can try.
You can steal it.
In broad daylight.
Just can I try brain blasting this guy, and then we'll call that Plan B.
Sure.
What is
Plan
brain
like, yeah.
blast?
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the guy. I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Okay. Okay, I got a quick question though. How long does that last? Let's see, an hour.
hour.
Oh, okay, good.
Hour.
All right. So you cast.
That I did it afterwards, which is shit. Or whatever.
Okay. So
And then
what's
he has to like make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
wisdom saving throw? Okay. I'm just gonna
the
randomly
DCs.
pop that in. We'll say he's a pretty like average person, so he's just gonna roll a d20 against your DC saving. And what's the saving throw he's got to get?
Wait, does it?
I think it's at 13.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
the
sure.
same.
it's probably my. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
13. Okay. So
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
all right. So he goes, you're back, my friend, my pal, my old chum. How are you? I apologize for earlier. I should not have even bothered to have told you about that useless mule and cart. And the mule just kind of turns its head and kind of like spits at him a little.
Okay, I
It's
say, yes. Since I feel such a kindred spirit with you,
Yes.
you can't give us some sort of discount.
Of course, of
No.
course. Well, I'll tell you this. Let's go medium range here. And he kind of like wraps his arm around you and pulls you off to the side and goes like, This is my medium model. It's good for rugged areas. So where are you traveling, sir?
We're traveling to pulling up notes.
The mountains.
I just say we're traveling to a mountain.
Oh,
'Cause
you're
fuck this guy.
You're traveling to a mountain. Yes, well, indeed, this will hold up just nicely. And he opens up the cart, and it's a very simple wooden bench. There's a fur, sort of like a fur bear pelt covering the bench itself. It's not too fancy. You do have a little bit of alcohol with some it looks like day-old fruit or so, like grapes and apples and that sort of thing, and banana. You have no idea where he got the banana from, but, later on. He points to the horse that's pulling it, and it's just like about a medium-sized brown horse. Its mane is a little ragged, and it looks like it'd be able to pull this cart no problem, but it would probably need to stop for a rest, at least after a day's travel or so. It doesn't look like it'd be able to pull all three of you in this cart by itself. So he points to this, and he says, "This will only cost you 400 gold pieces, and seeing as you're the best pal in the world, that is the best discount I can give you to my friend." He just kind of like elbow nudges you in the shoulder rather sharply.
Guys, how much cash do we have? I have no idea what you guys. I'm an unpaid
I
intern.
have no idea. I've been stealing.
Morgak has 696 pieces of gold.
Shit.
I somehow only have 190.
Holy shit, Morgak, why aren't we traveling by aeroplane? I mean, Pegasus.
I don't spend money. I never have the chance to.
No, he
You
just kills
don't,
and
buddy.
loots. Kill and loot, kill and loot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should we split this 3 ways, or is this is like shaving off the head of a mountain here?
What's 400 divided by 3?
I have
You pay
no
300
clue.
of it.
Okay, what I want you to do, Garrett, are you being serious? You want to convince Morgak to pay 300 of it?
Sure.
Okay, so I want you to
No.
I want you to roll
What do you mean?
persuasion, and Morgak, I want you to roll insight versus that.
Oh, I don't mean to abuse this.
Okay,
Oh.
so Morgak, you believe him. You're like, yes, that sounds about right. And you take 300 gold and you hand it to Garrett. So
And
yeah,
I do that. What a friendly bird friend.
Then I put in 50 and tell him that he has to pay the rest of it.
Alright, I put in 52 then to get us to 400. Shit, sorry, Morgak. I mean, nothing. This is completely
It's cool.
normal.
He's a dumb character. He's not gonna know better.
I know, but, you know.
That to work. That's great.
all right. So be sure to reduce your gold right now, guys, so we can keep track of that. And
Oh, yeah.
we'll say that
Uh,
you you convince the man to let you rent his horse and makeshift cart. And from what you can tell on this cart, it definitely looks stable enough to survive the journey that you guys are going to be doing. And the horse looks sturdy enough, again, to be able to do like a day or day and a half travel without rest. So it looks like you'll be able to get there fairly easily. Provided nothing bad happens. Wink, wink.
We'll be fine.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you head off?
I'd like to get some. You worried me now. I'm gonna get some potions. I'm gonna look.
I gave James a little hint, so it's going to be a long and arduous journey for you guys. So you probably are going to want to stock up on some potions and stuff too. So
Are there any villages on the map in between here and there?
well, we'll say, James, that you know of a couple hamlets, but nothing that would probably have the supplies that you guys need right here. You can, like, Wintervale's big enough that you can search around. You could probably even visit the local church to see if you can scrounge up any potions from them, if you would like.
Okay. RT ain't one for churching, but
I'd prefer to avoid that church.
Same.
why? What's wrong with the church? I mean, I
They're a
know.
little- they're a
Oh,
little-
it's a nice place, but no.
Okay, we'll avoid the church. Thanks for the heads up. Is there anywhere else that sells potions or survival
Well,
equipment?
I'm sure there would be apothecary somewhere.
Oh yeah, there would be like a small apothecary shop in town as well, so you can check out
Okay.
there.
I will investigate for a place to buy potions.
Have you guys made any enemies there as well, or what?
Well, technically we didn't make enemies out of the church, but they're strange.
cultist strange or sexy
No,
preacher strange?
literally, very strange.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go to the shop place then.
Okay. So we'll
the
say,
floor is the ceiling.
yeah, the floor is the ceiling in the church. It's very disorienting. All right, so we'll say that you guys managed to find a local apothecary. It's a rather small shop that's headed by a human merchant, a male, and he's a bit diminutive. He's short, bald head. He's just kind of like rummaging through a couple of empty vials, filling up some products that he has recently produced in the back. And as you come in, the door kind of like dings a little, ding, ding, and he just like quickly starts stuffing away what he was doing, and he turns to greet you. It's like, welcome to my shop. How may I help you?
Ah, I see you. I can't drop that voice now because they'll know I was mocking him. Shit.
Hey,
Me and my compatriots were wondering if we could buy some potions from this fair establishment.
of course. And he looks around and is like, what are you looking for? I have things to help you with your weapons that make them stronger and sharper and poisonous. I also have things that make your manhood also stronger and sharper. And he kind of winks.
I was going to ask him. Yeah. Do you have anything that could help me heal from certain injuries?
Your accent is very strange. It keeps changing a lot. Okay.
Well, to be completely honest.
So let's see here. To save you from harm, you say? Yes.
Basically.
Okay. I can get you this. It is a potion of cure wounds. Those are 5 gold pieces each, and he lays it down on the table very delicately. It's like brand new batch, very fresh.
5 gold pieces.
How many do you have?
Current stock of the freshest batch I made is about we'll say about 5 potions of cure wounds for you.
So I'll take 3. And you guys, no.
And then I'll steal the other 2.
Steal the other 2?
Yep, I'm gonna steal the other 2.
Oh, that's a good idea. I make a fire in whatever back room there is using minor illusion.
Okay, so in the back room where his alchemy is and his little shop, go ahead and cast that.
It's just an illusion. It's
It's just an illusion? Does it make any sound, or is it just like shows fire? You create a sound or
Give me a
image.
sec. You create a sound or an image of an object. So yeah, I guess it can make sound. Yeah, it's just a roaring fire.
Okay.
It's like a hologram.
All right. So he immediately hears the fire, and he's like, "Oh no, not my work!" And he runs back and says, "Please call the fire brigade. This flame's too high. I can't take it." And he's like taking what he can. He's got like bottles of water that he's throwing on. He's like looking for like a potion of like ice frost or a ray of frost, and he's just like struggling to find it right now. He's completely distracted. And James, will say that you managed to pocket all 5 of the cure wound potions.
Leg it, lads! I run.
We all run.
Morgak's still standing there looking at the potions, like just browsing. Nonchalant.
So,
I
Morgak...
come back and I get Morgak. I grab his arm.
Okay. Do you accept...
Oh, okay.
Do you accept that, Morgak? You accept his touch of the arm on you? He's trying to pull you out of the shop.
Wait, what creature is he?
He's a human wizard.
Okay, human. Okay, sure.
Okay. So you guys exit out of the shop as you hear him yelling. It's like, where'd it go? Ha, I did it!
Oh yeah, I guess that would dissipate the second I'm out of the room.
Pretty much.
Alright, sweet. So we got some health potions for free. You guys want to get going? I think we're all set now.
Yeah,
Don't we need rations?
Something
It would
like
be
that.
advisable to get
miscellaneous food.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
was
how
planning
I
on
got there.
eating
Did I
Jack.
have it?
But if you want to get rations,
As far
And
as
I
I
feel
know,
that's
that you
also
you guys have eaten last night, we'll say, but you are feeling a bit peckish. It's getting a little bit later in the day. It's around like 11 in the morning, like 11 a.m. So you could go for
Is
some lunch right now.
hunting possible?
Morgan
Hunting is
snacking
possible,
on the
yeah.
miscellaneous food in his inventory.
Okay.
Ladies.
I just
Could
have
we-
it written as miscellaneous food. I don't know what's there.
Could we actually? Oh,
I believe it was like the severed limbs of like lizard people. Like you're just picking up like corpse meat. That's basically what you've been doing.
It's good eating.
Yeah, yeah. You see Morgak just kind of rummage through a bloody soaked pouch and remove like a lizard arm and start gnawing on its flesh.
I cast repress memory.
And
Would we be able to hunt on the way there instead of
Oh, yeah.
buying a ton of rations?
you'd be able to hunt on the way there, no problem. There's going to be plenty of wooded areas on the way to the mountains, so you'd be able to find some like deer, caribou, rabbit, all sorts of things.
Sweet.
Dragons, all the good stuff.
Potions.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we're
say
a
we
bunch
do
of level
that.
2s up against the dragon, guys. We got this.
I can't think of anything else we might need.
Well, are you guys going to get
Beans.
rations, or are you going to get rations and fresh water to go too, or are you just going to hunt on the way there?
I say hunt on the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some fresh water because that's difficult to find in the woods.
You
Yeah, a
need
little
fresh
bit.
water.
You'll most
Yeah.
likely need that.
I mean,
yeah.
we might get streams or something, but
Mhm.
oh, there's a lake over here.
Yeah, there's a
Would we
lake
be able to
right
fill up-
there. So yeah, you can
Can we fill up?
fill up at the
Sure.
pond. Sorry, yeah.
I need to know what's in my
Fill up a
scrolls, man.
satchel of water? Is that what you were gonna say?
Yes.
We'll say you guys have wineskins. You were smart enough to carry
Well,
those
good.
on you. So yeah, we'll assume you have
You
wineskins
gargle
that
it
you
on
can
the
fill up.
mouse.
Works.
So you go over to the pond and you kind of see like it's like covered in mostly algae and just like general gook. It doesn't look very safe to swim in, and from what you can tell, there's nothing living in it. There's no fish, there's no shrimp, there's not even any bugs around, and you don't see anyone fishing from the pond either. So it looks kind of stagnant.
Okay, I dunk my head under and start drinking.
Okay.
Test this shit.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, yeah, at
This
least
is the
one more. at the end
ballsiest
of this.
lizard I've ever seen.
Okay.
17.
So you
Nice.
dunk your head in there. It is cool, but not as refreshing as you thought it was going to be. You get a lot of algae in your mouth and a lot of just like gunk and mud, and it looks like you probably may have swallowed a leech as well. You feel something slimy go down your throat, but other than that, you're fine. Your thirst is quenched.
Guys, this is the most delicious water I've ever tasted in my life. Tangy yet testically taste to it.
I think I'll pass.
Well,
Don't want it either.
I'll let you know that Kenkus actually have, I believe, an ability that allows them to have higher Constitution saving throws against things that normally would make regular people sick. So you can eat like rancid meat and you would be fine, that kind of thing. So you would have no problem drinking this
Okay.
water, and I'm pretty sure Morgak with his Constitution, he'd be able to get away with that too. I think that's even in your thing here.
Hopefully.
Oh no, we didn't put that in. I'm gonna have to add that to yours.
Yeah,
Once we're
because
done
I was
here.
looking at that. I was like, I'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, like you would have, I believe it's a +2 to any Constitution saving throw because it's called Carrion Feeder. That's your ability. So yeah. So I assume you guys are gonna fill up the wineskins with pond water. You good with that?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, seems fine.
Perfect. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you head off?
Oh, Morgak informs the rest of his group that he's going to go kill the thingy lady person, and then says bye and just walks off.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're about to murder someone?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Can I help you with that?
that's why we're going to the mountains.
He's
No,
he's very excited to go kill Iliad. It looks like.
I thought we were about to go straight up murder hobo in this shiz. Okay, yeah, let's go then. Lead the way, big fella.
You have the map.
You know where the cart is, right?
What? Okay, I'm confused.
We need to get inside the cart before we can
Yeah,
go
because
to the mountain.
you guys haven't gotten your horse and cart
okay.
that you rented yet. You paid ahead, and you're like, we're gonna go get provisions. We'll be back in a sec, and then, yeah. So we'll say that you gathered all your provisions and supplies for this trip. You head back to the merchant, and he's still as chipper as ever, just like, you're back, yes. Here is your horse and cart already. I made sure that the wheels are sturdy, the bolts are tightened, everything is ready for your trip. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Bye-bye!
Okay, yes, we'll be leaving very soon, as the spell I cast on you should probably be running out right about now. Then I get going.
Okay, he's like, very well, and he just kind of slowly stops waving and kind of like shakes his head a little, and he's like, huh. And he just turns and walks back. Alright, so we'll say that you guys have started your journey. I will keep track of you using the fancy schmancy world map. So we'll head off. We'll say you've more or less make it about halfway your first day of travel. So we'll say you managed to make it about here. There is a ruined fort that you guys can take shelter in. Right now it's like pitch black. It would be probably around like 1 a.m. in the morning. You notice that the horse is quite tired. But it's been pulling the cart fairly easily so far. You're just following the river. There's been mostly flat land, so you managed to make a pretty good time on your movement. So I'll just make a quick little marker there. That's where you guys are right now. So you can stop to rest if you want, or you can continue forth. It's up to you.
I say keep going.
Yeah, would we get exhaustion if we keep going, or?
You guys are feeling pretty tired, yeah. I would say if you tried to get to the mountains, climbing up a steep mountain would exhaust you completely if you don't rest yet.
Okay,
Yeah, Morgak's
guys,
down
I'm
for a nap.
feeling...
Morgak,
Yeah, I'm feeling
Morgak, you'd be fine, I would say, but the other two, they'd pretty exhausted.
Morgak is no longer down for a nap.
Morgak, you can take first watch, and I want to see what's in, like, give me a sec.
Okay. So, Morgak, you will take first watch. I will see what we have happen in the first watch here. I'm going to do that. Nothing happens. It's really quiet night. You just hear like crickets chirping and a couple wolves nearby howling at the moon.
Alright. Morgak's just, sitting on watch, sharpening his axe, just humming something. Yeah, pretty much, but more eerie-like.
You're doing the Game of Thrones theme tune.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So who takes second watch?
So I've had a short rest or a long rest or something, right?
We'll say short rest. It's been 4 hours. Yeah.
Look up whether that replenishes my spell slots or not. I'll take it.
Okay. So you take the watch. Let's see how you do. Well, sun rises slowly over the the horizon there. You hear birds start chirping. It is now 10 in the morning. So you guys can wake up, and we'll say that you start heading in the direction unless there's anything else you want to do. You are still in the forest, so you could hunt for some game if you want, or you can continue on.
I noticed because you said the carrion feeder thing, so I just looked it up real quick. It says you receive a +2 bonus on survival skill checks to find food for yourself and only yourself.
Oh, okay, there we go. That's what it was. I thought it was con, but
well, it's also +2 racial bonus on saving throws against diseases and ingested poisons.
yeah. So that would include rancid meat or like polluted water. Yeah.
So.
You could help the others try and find food, or you could help yourself. It's up to you. Depends on how selfish you feel today.
I feel like helping the others as well. So.
Okay. All right. So, are you all going to go hunting, or is a couple of you just going to go off?
I'm fine with guarding the horses, or I guess just the single horse.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess, I'll go hunting.
All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Take another short rest then.
Sure.
I need my. I'm going to take another short rest, which should equal one long rest
Okay.
overall.
That works. So Garrett, you can go ahead and roll for perception as you're going through the woods. See what you see.
I've been brain blasting and shapeshifting.
There it is.
Okay. You manage to scrounge up a few berries, some mushrooms of unusual size, and a couple rabbits, actually. But nothing too big. You weren't able to find any deer or bears or anything of substance. So that stuff that you gathered would probably last about, I don't know, I'd say like a day at most.
Okay.
So you can add like 2 rabbits,
all I'll worry
handful of
about
berries,
is
handful of
just
mushrooms.
today.
Yeah, just today. That would last just today.
Okay, so I kind of throw that in a bag in the cart.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before you start heading off?
Not really that I can think of.
No.
I used my rest to change up my spell slots, but that's it.
No problem. So we'll say you guys continue forth. You walk about 28 kilometers to the forest area just before the hills. And you notice that there's some smoke coming from near the hillside there as you're walking up. And you enter into this area here. So the mountainside is starting to show a little, but you enter and go find this area. So, okay, that works. No non-lethal spells. That's probably the best idea that you guys could have right now. You walk into the area and you see a ruined cabin on fire, or starting to flame, and smoke is billowing from a smaller cabin nearby. So I'll just reveal that real quick. You see 2 orcs surround a small family of humans. There's a dog with a severed head nearby, and there's an unconscious old man on the ground, and there's a young girl in a blue dress and a older woman in a red dress. She looks to be maybe like mid-30s. The old man is not moving, and the dog is most certainly dead. And the orcs are just kind of like eyeing up these 2 people to see if they should either take them as a hostage or maybe eat them. They're not quite sure yet. They're kind of arguing between themselves and Orcish. Morgak, you can understand what they're saying. One of them is going, I just want to eat the pretty one. It's like, they're both ugly as shit. I think they're beautiful. At least that one's nice and plump. And he points to the red dressed woman. And they're just kind of like arguing back and forth which one they should eat first.
Morgak nods in agreement.
You don't say
No, no,
anything
no.
to the other party?
Oh,
You
not
just
unless
was
they,
like
nudge me
nodding.
to see what's going on. I'm just like, that's a compelling argument. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna summon an orc mask. I can summon shit.
An orc mask?
I can summon small objects.
So what's an orc mask? Are you just like gonna put on an orc mask and walk towards them?
I'm just gonna put on an orc mask. I'm gonna do the first part.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so
Maybe it's a disguise. Maybe it's just a rubbery mask. I don't know.
we'll give it a shot. So yeah, you see Artie just kind of like magically form this orc face around his head. It looks... Well, Morgak, you're smart enough to tell, at least close up, that this is the same Artie that you guys are around, but you're very confused as to where he got that face from. You think he looks quite handsome, though. Garrett, you're a little confused as to why he would do that, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now.
Morgak kind of chuckles and in Orcish says he's too pretty to be an orc.
Yeah. Yeah. Artie, you have no idea what he just said, but he kind of like chuckles to himself as he looks at you.
Oh, this mask it glows slightly and it lasts 1 hour.
It glows slightly and lasts an hour? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it won't work as a disguise at all.
So it isn't...
You did it to look cool.
It doesn't look like an orc at all. It's just a mask that glows a little.
No, it looks like it looks like an orc, but it's glowing slightly.
Oh, okay. Does it actually like form to your face like it's like a silicone mask? It moves with your mouth and blinks with your eyes and such, or is it like just a
it's
regular
a
mask?
shitty, like Halloween mask.
Oh, okay.
Artie's shooting in the dark with this one.
Okay. So from a distance, they'll probably be able to think you might be an orc, but close up, they'd be like, definitely not. Okay.
50-50, whatever.
Yeah. We'll see how smart these guys are. So, yeah. Right now, you guys do have the element of surprise. So you got a free action against them before we start combat. If you want to start combat, it's up to you. So.
Do you guys want to try and talk to them, or do you want to try and smash their faces in?
Can I make a perception check to see if they have any gold on them, like pouches or anything?
Yeah, sure.
Damn it, never mind.
From your... Yeah, you're behind both of them. You can't see anything. You're too short. You're just kind of... Do they have money?
Yeah, Morgak might go up and ask some questions, but unless people are going to start throwing punches, Morgak's not going to intervene.
Most likely, because you are an orc, like full-on orc, you'd probably be able to get past them, but the other two, maybe not. We'll see. So it's up to you if you want to negotiate or not. I also should make sure that you guys can actually move these characters, because that would be a smart thing to do.
I was noticing that, but
Yeah, it looks like I can.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
I cannot.
I think I just fixed yours.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
And yeah, you should be good, Arthur. Or James, sorry.
Okay, cool. Guys, you okay if I drop a bomb on these guys?
Morgak just shrugs like, go ahead.
Okay.
I actually do have one non-lethal spell. It's sleep.
Oh, okay. So, if you're gonna throw a bomb, where are you planning on throwing it?
Here, I guess in between these two guys. I think what's the range? 90 feet? That can't be right.
Wow.
I think you can throw it 90 feet. I think The spell should say the diameter or whatever.
I have to look it up in the information because it's not coming up when I click on it.
Okay.
Beep.
Is this...
20 feet.
Yeah, 20 feet. So enough to.
Oh, you have
not
to roll 5d8, and that's how many people you hit with it.
Okay. So if he aims for the center, minimum he would need is 3. Because it would be the 2 orcs and probably that guy, if he's still alive. You don't know yet, but yeah.
Is the 23 I rolled the effect? That's.
Is it the effect?
Nah, sleep works differently than that. Let me look at it.
What is it? What did it roll?
It starts
Yeah,
with the
roll
creature that
5d8.
has the lowest hit points. Those hit points are eaten up by however many points you roll with sleep. So you had 23, so if one of the orcs has less than 23, it goes unconscious, and then that damage carries on to the other one. And if it doesn't knock them unconscious, then they're immune to it.
Yeah.
All right, then. So it subtracts from the creature's hit points, and if it reaches 0, it's effective, and it makes them fall asleep.
But if it doesn't reach 0, then it's unaffected.
Okay.
Yeah, and it starts with the lowest one.
Okay.
Why did it roll a 20? Oh, because that's the one that needs to affect.
So would we use that as the effect? Well, first...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the effect is going to be 23 sleep damage, technically?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't damage them per se, it's just if that exceeds their hit points, they fall unconscious. But otherwise, they don't take any damage from it.
That's fair. So we'll say you toss the bomb. It lands... Well, we're probably going to have to see if you actually manage to hit the right area. So you should roll for that first, I think. To see
I'm
how...
looking it over, and it's just you target a creature. It's
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was throwing a bomb. Wasn't
Oh,
he?
no, it's a spell.
No,
It's a
just
spell?
it's like a radius.
A radius spell. Okay, sorry. I thought when you said bomb, I immediately thought you were throwing like a sleep bomb on them. But yeah.
Sorry, I was
Oh.
just being metaphorical.
Okay, so yeah, that will
Doesn't
make...
work, does it? Fuck me.
That puts one orc asleep, no problem. He gets conked out immediately. The other one, it doesn't put him asleep at all. He noticed the friend that he was just talking to just kind of like slump over and just start snoring loudly. He's like, "You always fall asleep when we try conversation. Never listen to me." "Fine, me decide." And then he immediately goes into a orc version of
Sorry.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pointing to the red
I
one
just
and then the
nudged.
blue one.
Oh crap! I keep forgetting. What's your character's name, Garrett?
Jack.
Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Garrett, you can change it in the
I nudged
in
Jack
the-
and say, "Are we going?"
Hold on. How do I edit so it actually?
Go to the cog, and then it should be under display name.
Yeah. Under Roll20, top right corner, you click on My Settings and display name will have it. There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Jack, Morgak, James. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, I just nudge and say, "Are we killing them?"
You could at least loot them.
Murder it is, and I rush him.
All right. So we'll say you rush him
And I
as he's
hide.
distracted. Go ahead and swing to try and hit him.
Do I get advantage since he's surprised, or can I
Yes,
reckless this?
you do get advantage. He's not facing you, so you have surprise on this guy.
I
That does not hit. You actually swing a little too wide. It kind of like... You actually end up chopping off the ponytail he has in the back of his head. And his hair kind of like flies open. He's like, "Huh?" And he immediately turns.
Morgag just smiles and says hi in Orcish.
All right, I'm gonna get you to roll for persuasion. Are you
roll
are
persuasion?
you trying to pretend that you're just like messing with this guy, just ha 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 kind of thing, not trying to actually kill him?
I'd be fine with that if that's like an accidental thing, just like, hey.
You can if you want. But yeah, I would roll persuasion to see if you can convince this orc that what you did was just like a joke as opposed to an actual attempt on his life.
I think somebody started talking to him.
Oh, okay. We'll wait until he's done then. But yeah. So Jack, you're just hiding.
Yes, I used hide.
Okay. And I'm assuming Artie, you're doing the same as well.
No, I'm out in the open.
Oh, you're out in the open. Okay.
I'm working everything I have at this one guy, which will leave me with no spell slots, so that's great.
We'll say that you managed to... I should also probably reveal a little bit more of this since you guys are getting closer. Da, 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 da. So you see that. You see that. You
Sorry
can't see
about that. What's
inside
up?
the house. Okay, so Morgak, you can go ahead and roll a persuasion roll and see if you manage to convince this orc that you were just messing with him. Well, we'll see how he does. So saves. So this is going to be an intelligence. Okay. He actually rolled the same you did. So he's just like, Where you come from?
From woods.
From woods. You find more human to eat?
Not yet.
And as you're talking to this orc, they're just kind of like,
Is that guy dead, or are they just leaving him?
they don't know if he's dead or not. Probably like he's just lying on the ground. He's got like a gash on his head, like he was knocked out. Again, you're not sure if he's dead or alive, and neither are these two, and they're not sticking around to hang out, find out. I don't think their entire place is like on fire right now. So they've lost pretty much everything. They're just trying to get away. All right. So what do you want to do, Morgak?
Morgak's gonna ask about his armor if he's wearing any. Like, oh, what armor?
And he's like, armor? He looks down and he's like, me wear leather armor made from enemies that I kill. And he just thumps his chest twice.
Best armor is made of enemies.
Me agree.
Morgak, stop making friends with the bad guy.
Turn around, yelling, comment. Just, crap, movies. In a minute. So then turns back and says, sorry. People behind me, don't worry about them.
Who dat? Who dat yell? You have more friend? They help us kill humies. And again, they're just kind of like...
Alright, I'm gonna sneak attack the guy.
Okay, go ahead. That's definitely a hit. 10 piercing. Okay. Plus your sneak attack damage.
Oh, dang it.
You do 12 damage. You take both your daggers and stab them straight into either side of this guy's neck. And he's just like... He's still standing, though. But he is bleeding profusely.
And with him distracted, I will, just axe him to the face and say, nothing personal. In Orcish.
Plus friend! And then you bring the axe down on his face. And he's like... Blah, blah.
Well, he needs to roll, see if it hits.
No, he doesn't.
All right,
I'm not going to make
just
him
in
do
case.
that. And then they just kind of like look, and now that they realize they're kind of sort of cornered, they're just kind of like terrified. The woman's hugging like her daughter, going, "It'll be okay, sweetie. Everything will be just fine. These men will leave, and then we can go, and we can make sure Grandpa's okay, okay?"
This guy's... Morgak, do you want to bring a hammer down on this guy's head while he's sleeping?
I would like to do a medicine check to see if he's alive.
Okay. Morgak
No, I
is
think he was talking
our
about,
medic.
he was talking about this guy.
Yeah, the guy...
Oh, yeah, I can. I'll bring the axe down on his head.
Okay, yeah, so we'll say he's definitely dead as well. Easily dispatched. You do hear coming from inside the smoking cabin, it's like, what noise? I don't like
Come
noise. And you kind of see like
High
one guy.
fives. Victory high fives.
Hold on. I'm going to persuade him that there was no noise.
Do
Hey.
it.
Just like yell at him, there was no noise!
Does not sound like an orc.
So
I used mimicry! Shut up!
you use mimicry. He's like, so you're talking like an orc?
Yes.
There no noise? Why dead bodies on ground? Who you? He sees you, Morgak.
Plan to eat later. They
Oh,
die.
why orc dead? Who killed
Cancer,
them?
very sad. Natural causes. No blood.
He sees all three of you and he's very confused. He's like, he starts shake. He kind of like reaches back to his weapon that he's got on his hilt. He's like, you kill orc brothers, you traitor.
No traitor, you traitor.
Me no traitor, you traitor.
I would like to intimidate him into thinking he's a traitor.
Okay.
Just being like taller than him or something.
Yeah.
That works.
We'll say this is a bit of a runty orc. He's kind of new to all this raiding and pillaging, so.
You traitor, you let friends die on your watch. Disgrace.
How does this help us?
Look, just roll with it.
Okay, so roll for intimidation to see how you do.
Would this be with strength or charisma?
This would be with strength. We'll go with strength. Because intimidation, actually no, intimidation's a skill. It should be on your skill tree there. You would click that.
I know, but it's naturally
Well,
with
that's a
charisma.
charisma.
So I'm rolling with
Oh, okay, so yeah,
proficiency and strength instead.
that works.
Meh.
All right. We'll see how he does his throw. So this is going to be versus intimidation. So he's going to do probably intelligence. So you just managed to convince him. It's like, me disappointment to war party. Me make brothers die. Me no notice things. And he just kind of like runs off with tears in his eyes. Me go back to mommy now. Me bring shame to family.
Holy shit! I slow clap. Like sincerely. Slow clap. It's the first time it's ever happened in the history of this world. And then I loot the body in front of me.
Okay.
And
So-
I loot the other one.
All right. So we'll say that you guys, James, you find about 50 gold pieces on this orc, and just his weapon that he was using, which was just like a regular short sword. And Jack, you find about 75 gold pieces on this other orc, along with his axe that he had, just like a hand axe.
Alright, I give the hand axe to Morgak.
Okay.
I accept it.
Cool. All right. And while you guys were doing that, they kind of the two civilians come out and they say like, "You saved our lives, but you have to be careful. There's more inside the building. Is Grandpa okay, Mommy?"
I loot Grandpa.
You look- He's like, okay, I want you to roll for a persuasion because she's gonna turn to you as you bend down to start like checking his pockets. So it's like, are you making sure he's okay? Please check for a pulse. So roll for persuasion, and
Oops, sorry.
tell me what you say and roll for persuasion and see how you do.
Stroke. He had a stroke from fear. It was it's death. He's terminal.
Okay,
Disease of stat.
Steph. Okay, go ahead and roll for persuasion and see if you do that. Holy
Nat
shit!
20.
All right. So she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Are you a doctor? Thank you."
Yes, I'm a mage, even better than a doctor. I can magic up. Which
This
I'm
time
currently
Morgak
wearing.
slow collapse.
So on the old man, you find about like 5 copper pieces on him. and like a dagger that he had been holding. It looks like he tried to defend his family against the orcs, but there was just probably too many of them. He just got knocked on the head. He is still moving, though. He's just kind of like groaning a little. He's like, It might look like he's regaining consciousness.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He's actually alive. Sorry, I misdiagnosed. Happens all the time in my field.
You saved
It looks like
Grampy's
before-
life. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Died. They stole everything from him. But apart from that, he's fine.
This place isn't safe anymore. The orcs have come down from the mountains too far. We have to escape back to Wintervale. Come, let's go. And she gets her daughter and her to pick up Grandpa, and they all go off to Wintervale to avoid the
eat
rest
the
of the
dead dog.
orcs. You eat the dead dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna take a while.
Roll a Constitution
Part of it,
saving throw
part
and
of
see
it.
how you do. It looks like it had been there not too long. It was fairly fresh. It's like maybe an
I used
hour
the
old.
help action.
Yeah. So you take a bite out of the dog, and apparently you really don't like Labradors. So you immediately spit out the meat, and you're like, "Puh, puh, puh. That's disgusting. That's the worst tasting dog I've ever tasted." All right. So what do you guys want to
Well,
do now?
Heroes.
I say we move on. We those people are fine. We got what we wanted.
Yeah.
We should get to the mountain.
What if there's shit inside the house? I mean, this
Good
house is
point.
fair game.
True. They
They
might
already-
have valuables inside.
And so, finders, keepers, losers.
Suck.
I saved your grandpa from dying.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't even pay us.
Well, they're very poor villagers. It doesn't
Well,
seem like they have a
yeah.
lot of money, and what they did have is now on fire. So it's unfortunate, but true.
Okay, I'm gonna take whatever isn't on fire.
All right. So you're gonna head inside the house?
Yeah. Stealthy though. I'm gonna do it stealthily.
Okay. So
Orgak's not stealthy at all. He'll just walk in.
all right. So I want you guys to roll a stealth check for me as you enter. Perfect. Good luck, Morgak. Just like you're. James immediately just like disappears from view in like a cloud of smoke, just like wisping around the area. You can't even see where he's coming from.
Should I even roll stealth or?
Yeah, roll for stealth.
Alright,
Okay.
as expected.
So he comes clumping along, and immediately you hear some like shuffling in the back rooms, going, "What noise? They come back. Maybe Gorkmak is here. We should probably leg it. He doesn't like us when we're looting corpses." That's the best part.
Convince them they're traitors.
So you hear
Yeah,
some
fucking
like
lucky last time.
I
don't
get
think
quick
right-
that'd
running
be right.
around. You hear some quick running around, and there's like an orc right here that turns to you. I'll just reveal the entire area. It's just easier than clicking all this junk. So the one orc turns to you, and the other one is like right beside you. He's like, "Oh, we got new guy. Hello.
Aye.
What you do here? You help us raid house?
Sure.
Ah,
What you find?
we find this." And this guy holds up like a weird looking necklace. It's got like a red jewel in the center. He's like, "This mine, me bring back to wife later. She will love it." And then the other orc looks around his pockets. He's like, "All I find is this." And he holds up dead rat. He's like, "I eat later. Save." And he puts back in his
Approved.
pouch.
Where is war party leader?
War party leader in mountain top with crazy magic lady. She in charge of the undead there.
Why he not lead charge?
He hold up. We no have strength yet. Rest of army coming soon. We are scout party.
When?
When? 3 days from now.
3 day. Okay. Army how big? We could probably wipe out most humans here.
Oh, for sure. Army 2,000 strong. Orc. Lots of us.
What next loot?
Next loot? Not much here. These people stupid and poor. They have very little things. And he goes and walks into the little table here and picks up something else. Me don't know what this does either. And he holds up a dagger that's in the shape of a dragon tooth. It's like, me no know what this does. It nice looking, but I don't want it. Have bigger weapon here. And he holds up his great axe, much more stronger than wimpy little pointy thing.
Agreed. And then Morgak holds up his great axe.
Ooh. Very big axe. Hurt many people, yes?
Kill many more.
I have decapitation count. I am up to 20.
Morgak at 12 and a half.
Oh, take some time to catch up now. Okay, we go now. And immediately they
Okay.
start.
And
walking
Morgak
down.
have dagger.
Oh, yeah, you have dagger. And he gives it to you.
Yes.
Add it to your inventory. It's called Dragon Tooth Dagger.
Right?
All right, and they immediately just start walking out. Jack and Artie, roll for another stealth check to see if they notice you. Okay. Let's see.
We're good at the stealthy stuff.
So that. Oh yeah, they're completely oblivious. They just immediately go off with their loot and disappear down the path. It looks like they're scouting ahead still. They completely ignore their fallen brethren. They just assume that they probably got killed by the dog. And you can hear them walking away, and it's like, stupid Gary and Bill, always messing about. Never mess with dogs. Dogs hurt things.
You said the orcs had 2,000 or 3,000?
2,000.
Morgak turns to Jack and just says,
The town is doomed in 3 days.
Yes. So we should probably get to the mountain now. After I look around.
well, you didn't understand any of the conversation, right? Because that was all in orc. right?
Oh,
No, he didn't.
no.
You're
yeah,
all talking
sorry.
in orc.
I forgot about that.
Don't bother looting. They find everything.
Yeah, everything's pretty much been picked clean. They left like half-eaten food behind and some pots and pans and utensils, stuff that they didn't really find of any value.
Could I get a token like Morgak? Jack,
A what?
bigger tokens.
Tokens?
Like the character model.
The one that doesn't have the
sure,
white
sure.
bordering it.
Sorry, I can make one for you here real quick. Just give me a second here.
Yeah, because I guess it is pretty hard to see which way he's supposed to be facing.
Actually, yeah, that is true. I just had to quickly put him in there because I wasn't able to find one right away. So, you are a mage, right?
Yeah, just look up incredibly handsome mage.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
It's funny,
That-
Spacey. I actually
that
do
is
keep the
beautiful,
kill count
isn't
from
it?
Morgak.
Oh my god, I'm
That is
I'm
his
so.
exact kill count. Right
I'm
there.
kidding. You can have this guy.
Okay, cool.
All right. So,
How do you have a plus 12 for stealth?
I was told I could just have a minimum of 8.
he could have a minimum of 8 in his skills, so I gave him like the choice of like the minimum of 8 for all skills, and then he had like 26 points after that to play with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same with you, Jack.
Yeah. I was just confused because I'm like, I have plus 5 with a proficiency.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna use token for that. There we go. Perfect. Now you should be able to move that other guy around, no problem. Can you move your character, James?
Let me check. Yeah, I can move.
Perfect. All right, so just give me a sec here because I got to change a character elsewhere too. Da-da-dee, da-da-doo. Huh. Perfecto. All right. So you guys ready to start heading out?
Yeah.
All right.
Did nobody want to know anything else about the invading army?
Yeah, because Jack and James, you have no idea what Morgak was talking to those orcs about.
I'm just letting you guys know now because Morgak's not much of a talker in general.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share that info.
So
with people.
yeah, we'll say to save time. Basically, he tells you guys about the 2,000 strong army that's coming. This was just a scout party that was coming ahead, along with the leader of the orcs, who one of the orcs mentioned was Gormak. So that might be a little odd considering Morgak's name, but they're not very creative when it comes to this sort of thing, so they just make up their own names.
Oh yeah.
And this leader is working with the necromancer Iliad to try and bring the orc army down from the mountaintop and start laying waste to the entire kingdom. So
Okay, cool. Can I get rid of the minimum of 8 thing just to balance it out a bit?
sure, yeah. So if you want to balance it out, you can put points anywhere you want, really. So while you do that, we're just going to have a nice scenic background with some light walking. Much nicer. So you guys start heading towards the mountains. It's starting to... sun is starting to set behind the mountain ranges. It's a nice, flat, earthy plain that is between you and the area. It looks like these mountaintops are quite steep, so you might have to leave your horse and cart down in the valley unless you're able to find another entrance to that. James, you can refer to the map because the mayor did give you one that could lead you possibly a little safer up the mountain pass. Maybe find a pathway you guys can use for your cart, horse.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna see if we can bring the horse with us.
Okay.
I don't want to get stuck without emergency rations.
Mm-hmm.
Morgak looked like he'd be too chewy.
Probably. So are you going to refer to your map, or you just kind of try and look around to see if you can find a path?
I'll refer to the map. I mean, I got it.
Okay. So in that case, I'll have you roll an insight check to see if you can read the map and help you guys out get up the mountains. Okay. So you managed to read the map fairly easily, and you know that there is a fairly wide pass that you guys can take to the southwest of the mountain range. So you guys immediately start heading towards that area. It looks like there's a very nice sort of like gravel path with a slight incline heading up around the side of one of the mountain ranges. So you guys start heading up towards that. As you continue on, it looks like the air starts blowing a lot stronger and the wind starts picking up. It's getting very, very cold up here. Jack and Morgak, well, I'd say Jack, you definitely feel really cold right now. Morgak seems to be bearing this wind very easily. His constitution's pretty high, so he's used to the cold mountaintops. He was born in the mountains, so he can handle that. And James, I would say the clothes you're wearing right now are probably not going to sustain you too long unless you guys find shelter. You're probably going to freeze if you continue anymore. So it's up to you. Like, you can continue on to see if you can find the the Mountains of Madness, or you can set up camp, because right now it looks like the sun is setting again. It's quite late.
I'd like to stop then.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's
me
good.
too.
sure. So we'll say...
Morgak just like puts his hand in his hand on his face and just goes, "Humans, so soft, squishy, and weak.
I'm not human!
I say to other human, bird friend good."
So we'll say you guys set up for the night. You cover the horse in like the bear pelt that's in the carriage to keep it warm. You guys are running pretty low on rations right now. Morgak has an insatiable appetite. He's gone through his entire reserve of disembodied limbs that he's been carrying around with him. So pretty much all you got left is what Jack was carrying. So you got the 2 rabbits, you got a handful of berries, and you've got some mushrooms, quite a couple of large mushrooms that Jack managed to find as well. So this will probably last you the night, but then you're going to be out of food in the morning.
Oh, do you guys mind if I sleep through the night so that I can replenish my...
Sure.
Exactly.
What noise?
I
It's
have
the
it as my
god.
text.
The gods have blessed us.
It's a prophecy. We shall never die. Continue traveling through the ice.
I have it set up as my text messaging.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
Oh,
To keep the cold from overwhelming all of you and freezing to death, you might want to start a fire. So whoever's got the best survivability or survival check could attempt to start a fire and see if you manage to get
Nope.
that.
I grab some wood, some sticks, and then I...
Oh, all right. Save some time. So you
That
immediately
works.
grab some sticks and would just go, and immediately a fire starts. So, yeah, that's going to keep you warm fairly well. So you were going to
Morgak
go.
claps in partial amusement.
Yeah.
coming around to magic now, hey? Hey?
A little.
They're not used to having a magic user in their group. They haven't had a cleric since the first session, so they're just like, we no need heals. It's fine.
Oh shit, I
Yeah.
should disperse. I'm gonna give each of you one of my health potions. I forgot to do that.
oh yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Nice.
Perfect. So, James, you said you were gonna sleep to recharge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need a long rest or I'm fucked, basically.
All right.
One downside.
All right. So Morgak, we'll say that your stomach is growling a bit. You're actually quite hungry. You ran out of the last kobold head that you had in your sack to chew on, so you're kind of looking around expectantly for more food, but you don't really see anything because you guys are on the side of a mountaintop.
Morgak will look around for any like lizards or like rats or anything crawling around, or
Okay. So roll for perception to see if you notice anything. All right. You do notice a couple of rams and mountain goats kind of feeding on the vegetation on the side of a mountain. Fairly nearby. We'll say they're about like maybe 100 yards away.
I will attempt to hunt them.
Okay. So
If I die from a mountain ram, this is going to be interesting.
And Jack, what do? You see Morgak kind of heading in the direction of some mountain goats with his axe at the ready.
I'll watch.
You'll watch? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Morgak, as you approach them, roll a stealth check to see if you manage to sneak up on a couple of these. Oh,
Wow.
that's a first.
Food is a great motivation.
Exactly. The food, the hunger in your stomach has overcome your ability to think straight, but you've managed to power through it and immediately sneak up behind a one of the cutest, fluffiest little baby lambs you have ever seen. It's just kind of like me, and hopping around near in front of you. It doesn't notice you at all. It's got its back turned to you.
Are there others around, or is this just one?
Oh, the nearest one is a lamb, and then there's a couple of other rams and goats further on as well. So this little lamb might sustain you for like an hour. It's like a snack for you.
Alright, I'm gonna kill it.
All right. So you swing your axe and see if you hit it.
I will attack recklessly at this thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh no. So this lamb seems to be a lot more wily than you were first assuming, and it easily dodges your axe, and it turns and sees you and starts running towards the other mountain goats and rams.
Morgak grumbles and just watches to see if any come towards him.
No, none are coming towards you. They're just eating the vegetation on the rock face at the moment. So they're all kind of like in a group of like 5 or 6 of them. There's like 2 lambs, and then there's like 3 rams and two goats.
I guess attempt number 2, because I can't think of anything else Morgak would do.
Yeah. Might as well. So
So stealth.
yeah,
up to them?
we'll say you approach and see how easily you get up to them.
That shouldn't have been a very That's right.
How are you doing that?
I am very hungry.
Apparently. So, Jack, from a distance, you can see Morgak being so quiet and slowly walking up to a one of the goats. And this goat has no idea you're behind it. So go ahead and swing your axe and see if you hit it. Oh, what?
I said it would be a shame if someone.
It would be a shame. Do
I
you
would
dare?
kill you.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I think it to myself and
Yeah.
highly debate it, but I don't.
Yeah. Because you're kind of hungry too. And all you
Yeah.
got left is like a couple rabbits. So, yeah.
All right. Another reckless attack against it.
All right. All right. I will say that is a hit. So you managed to hit it square in its back. It immediately goes limp from the blow, and it is very dead. It just kind of like squeals out in pain, going, "Mrrr," and then just slumps over. The other goats hear that, and then they all just scatter as fast as they can.
Morgak laughs and grabs his trophy and brings it back.
You managed to catch a very plump goat. So this was the fatty of them. This would probably last you.
Oh, good. You actually
I would
managed to
say
do
like
it.
half a day rations out of this one.
Morgak's diving into it, so
All right.
if anybody else wants like anything, might want to try to take it. Some.
I will.
Okay.
The human's asleep.
Yeah. Okay. So who's going to be taking first watch? Because right now it's quite dark.
I will.
You will? Okay.
Actually, I was gonna probably take first watch since I'm still eating something.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. So you'll take first watch. You hear something fly overhead. There's a large whirlwind of snow and dust and rocks that kick up, and you just hear like this horrible screeching sound coming from the sky, but it is pitch black. You just see like this huge shadow loom overhead of you, Morgak, as wings flap on either side and kind of nearly knock you off balance where you're sitting. And it starts to swing around and fly back towards the camp where you guys are.
Well, I yell at it like, "No, my food."
Do you want to roll for intimidation?
Sure.
All right, go right ahead.
I keep forgetting to turn advantage off.
Oh, that's okay. So yeah, you have not intimidated whatever this is at all. It comes back and shrieks, and the horse wakes up from this and panics and starts running down the hill with your cart. And the monster, the dragon, obviously a dragon, swoops down, picks up your horse, and flies off into the night. And the cart just kind of like hangs off the horse a little bit and then just comes crashing down. Your horse is
Parky lets
gone.
out a little fart in his sleep.
The cart
like-
smashes to pieces. What rations you had are like strewn all about, and you now no longer have the horse because the horse just, you hear like this distant whinnying as it, you hear the flapping just like go off into the distance.
Morgak sees the other rations and goes for them.
All
I'm
right,
concerned with the horse or cart.
all right. So Jack and Artie, you guys immediately wake up from this because you hear the screeching, you hear the crash, you hear like the large, like the huge roar that comes out into the middle of the night, and you wake up and you see Morgak just hurriedly gathering up like the dead carcasses of the rabbit and all the apples and the mushrooms and the berries and starts stuffing it in his face. And the cart.
Some in bags
Oh,
too,
just
if
rude.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, okay. And he's stuffing it in his bag as well. Some of the things that he doesn't want to eat. And the cart is smashed to pieces all around him, and the horse is gone. You have no idea where the horse has gone to.
Morgak, what'd you do?
Yeah, Morgak.
What did you do?
Sorry, people keep yelling at me. What was that?
I asked you what you did.
Morgak, scare away bird. Because he didn't see anything, he just saw wings.
Yeah, you saw like a huge
broke-
thing with wings.
You broke the cart.
Morgak not do that. It was bird.
And that's my food. Give that back.
Yeah, give that back. Let's
Morgak
get on
just
with
goes
it.
down. Oh. Okay. And hands you the bag, but not anything from his mouth.
Oh, no, not.
Yeah. Oh, okay. First, I gotta ask you, Morgak. What did he eat? Or what did you eat? Like
Probably the rabbits, to be honest.
The
Meat
rabbits?
before the fruit.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So the rabbits are now gone, Jack. You have like a bunch of smushed berries in your bag and a lot of broken mushrooms. But it doesn't seem like he touched the mushrooms or the berries. He just ate like all the rabbits.
I scowl at him.
Can birds scowl?
I don't know. It's
It was the
We'll-
bird
we'll
equivalent
see.
of a scowl.
Yeah,
Morgak is
fine. I
confused by the
stare
bird equivalent of a scowl.
condescendingly.
that works. Okay.
What?
All right. So
Don't worry, go to bed.
yeah.
Morgak, I don't think we should.
But the bird left.
Okay. Next time there's a bird or something, just wake us up immediately. Okay? Could you do that for me, bud?
But it's just a bird.
But I mean, look at our buddy Jack over here. He's a bird and he can kick some serious ass.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No comment.
So who wants to take the second watch?
I will.
Okay. So let's see how this fares. We'll say everyone else went to sleep.
Oh, whoops.
I
I don't know why I clicked that.
That's okay. You do hear some like movement nearby, Jack. So you're not sure what it is. It's just a bunch of like clip clopping on the ground. Very light clip clopping.
Wait, that's the friggin'
Nicholas.
horse.
No, it would be the goats.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So I won't make you re-roll perception. I'll just say that the fire has died, but you have I think you have dark vision, so you
I
can
think
make
you're right.
yeah you can make out the form of a couple of goats that have reappeared near the camp and have started sniffing around the cart. They're lapping up some of the berries that Morgak missed and a few of the mushrooms that he also missed. So they're just kind of like snacking on the remnants of your rations that are on the ground near the broken
All
cart.
right. I'm gonna stealth near him and shoot one.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for stealth. All right, yeah, we'll say you snuck up on them. They're distracted. Let's see if you hit them. That
Oh,
will
nice.
definitely be a hit. So you fire off your crossbow and you get one right in the head, and it just slumps off to the side. The other goat immediately scampers off.
We don't have a cart anymore.
No, but I pull it back up to where you guys are, and I guess start gutting it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, don't. I'm not awake. I can't say anything.
Well, okay, not right next to not right next to you guys, but close enough that the guts are gonna fall down the hill and not attract any predators.
There you go. I'm not sure what a dragon's radius is for smell or senses, but it's probably pretty big. So you never know.
But why would it concern
Well, I'm
you
hoping
so
the horse satisfied him for the night,
You would think
and
so.
now I'm just trying not to get any bears to come.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So aside from that, the sun starts to rise, and it looks like it's starting to become a lot more brighter now. The aftermath of what happened last night comes more obvious to you. That cart is like in pieces. Like there's no way you're going to be able to put it back together. It's just shattered. It's wood shards everywhere, garbage everywhere. There's entrails kind of slowly sliding down the path, and there is a bird man digging through the flesh of another goat with an arrow still sticking out of its head, and he's like carving it out and getting all the meat, intestines, and hearts out.
Do we wake up and see this?
Yeah, you guys start to wake up and see that.
Morgak nudges Artie and says, "Look, bird. You happy?"
As I wake up, I yawn, stretch, and then I cast Mage Armor on myself.
You cast mage armor on yourself immediately.
Well, it's got like an 8-hour radius. So
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Interesting.
So you, Jack, you notice the other two are awake now. So what do you do?
I just kind of motioned that I killed this, so we can eat.
Yeah, Morgak is definitely starving, and Artie, you haven't eaten anything since last night either, so you're quite hungry as well.
Okay, a good show, gentlemen. Good show. And then I stuff my face.
All right. We'll save time and say you guys started a campfire. You cooked all the meat. You ate your fill of the goat.
And I kept the liver in my bag.
You kept the liver in the bag. Okay. Do you want to do anything else with the carcass, or are you just going to leave it on the side of a mountain?
If Morgak sees anything he'd eat that the others wouldn't eat, he'll throw that into his emergency rations bag.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm labeling it now.
yeah, so label just like goat entrails. So you kept the intestine, you kept the heart, you kept the lungs, you kept all the stuff that they didn't want. You also kept.
Can I conjure?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
That's 3 foot wide and 3 foot tall. So can I conjure like really like bundled up thermal underwear?
Like fake underwear, but it's like warm underwear.
Yeah.
3x3. Yeah, I'll let you do that. Sure. So
Okay, cool.
you managed to create yourself some self-warming underwear to wear in this cold weather. You still have the bear pelt. That's still on the ground from the cart. Unfortunately, there isn't much anything else to keep you guys warm. So, yeah. Unless you, like I said, there's like at least 2 goat carcasses. So
I got my magic PJs now, so
okay, so
Morgak's not too affected by the cold up here, right?
no, your constitution's fairly high. I would say you'd be able to survive it at this altitude anyway. If you go further up, you're probably going to start feeling it, but right now you're fine. Jack,
Well, Morgak will take the goat skins just in case.
yeah. Okay, so add 2 goat skins to your inventory as well. And Jack, right now you're actually quite cold. You don't have much covering you except your just like little cloak.
Jack, would you like to come inside my thermal underwear? It's pretty stretchy.
No. I'll just brave the cold.
Don't make it awkward, man. It's fine. Matter of survival. People sleep naked next to each other for warmth. This is
We'll be walking. I'll be warm.
it's like 12. There's like 12 points less gay than that.
You know what? Better yet, I'm going to transform into a crow and sit on one of their shoulders.
All right, sure, do that. So he transforms into a crow, and I won't. I'll let you pick whose shoulder you sit on.
You know what? I'll sit on top of Gormak for now, because he's taller, and therefore I can see without having to fly up much.
That's fine. Okay.
And I'll switch back and forth.
Okay. So you see this bird kind of flutter onto your shoulder, Morgak, and just like perch itself.
Morgak kind of just stares at it like, what? Then eventually accepts it on the trek up.
Okay. So you guys start making your way up the mountaintop, and you reach the top of the mountain. The wind begins to bellow as you round the bend of the steep hill. When you reach the top, you come to a large clearing, and before you lies a narrow stone bridge crossing a large chasm. The bridge looks narrow and is caked in snow and ice. Peering over the edge, it looks to be about 100-foot drop, and you can barely make out the shapes of jagged rocks through the blowing snow. A handful of skeletal remains can be seen on the ground. Yeah, that would be a good idea. It is freezing cold right now, so you see Artie just fire off a firebolt near you guys to keep you warm. Across the chasm is a massive stone carving in the shape of a human skull. The mouth of the grotesque head is wide open, revealing the cave's entrance. As you near the stone bridge, you notice the gusts of winds start getting stronger and snow pelts your face like hundreds of tiny needles. And you pray to the gods as you gingerly step forward and attempt to cross the foreboding precipice. You're firing off the cliff.
Yeah.
He's just like, pew, 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 pew. Just nicely
Something else he
amused.
does when he's bored.
So yeah, this is a
It's
pretty
impossible to stealth.
yeah, this is a pretty treacherous crossing. So it's gonna take some magic on all your parts to see if you can cross it easily enough.
I fly over.
Yeah. Aside from Garrett, who easily
Yeah.
glides across the chasm and perches itself on the other side of the bridge and kind of ruffles his
Okay,
feathers.
I see. I'm gonna.
I'm on this little spine right here.
Yeah.
And these two guys are just me and Morgak.
Yeah.
Pretty
Power
much.
with Morgak here. I'm gonna say. Listen, Bud. I know you're not a big fan of magic, but luckily enough, I did. Sorry. Prepare what am I? Oh, my voice. I've got Featherfall basically.
Oh, alright.
So
But that's in case we fall. Let's just try not to fall first.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so
We're gonna go
it will be able to fit one person at a time to cross. So who wants to go first?
So is it like, so it's like 5 feet wide and it's like easy for people to fall off if they're standing?
Well, the gusts of wind and all the snow that's getting blown around right now there's a good chance that you could lose your footing. Yes, and the bridge itself is covered in ice and snow. So if you're not careful, you might catch a patch of ice and slip off to the side.
Are you a high enough level barbarian that you have that improved dexterity thing?
Danger sense, yeah. But I am going to try to crawl over it. That way I don't, because Morgak's so tall, he'd just crawl so he doesn't have bigger chance of falling.
Yeah, that'd probably be
Sure.
a smart thing to do.
I'll follow his lead.
Okay. So, Morgak, you go first. Now, do you want to take a... I don't know how they do it in D&D. I kind of forget. But in Pathfinder, if you take your sweet time, you're allowed to take a roll of 20. And that basically triples the amount of time it takes for you to get cross. But the likelihood of being, like, knocked down is, like, significantly reduced. So you can take, like, just a roll of 20 and I can roll against that to see if anything happens. Or you can speed things along a bit and, say, take a 10.
Or you could do like a athletics check or whatever you think.
Yeah. So,
Well, it's like taking a 20 with an athletics, like with skills.
20 with skills?
I have a -1 to athletics.
Yeah. So,
Well, I'm fine with taking my time since he's going to be taking a long while to get across anyway.
okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll against you, Morgak, but I'm going to roll with a disadvantage to that. But the wind is very strong. So, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to roll once to see if you get halfway, and then I'll roll again to see if you get at the end. So, this is for the first half. Okay. So, that's a 19. And that does not beat your 20. So, Morgak,
Did that include my athletics or no?
I would say no. We're going to say that you're taking a natural 20 to take your sweet time crawling along this. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling against your already natural 20 to see if it gets higher than that.
Okay, just check.
Yeah. So you made it across there halfway easily. And I'm going to roll again to see if you make it the rest of the way. And Morgak makes it the rest of the way. So he gets across safely. So, Artie, what were you doing? Were you doing the same as Morgak, just kind of like crawling safely?
I was following right behind him.
Right behind him? Okay, so I will do the same for you. Okay,
Oh, shit.
so you managed to make it about halfway, but this huge gust of wind kicks up and blows you off to the side. I want you to make an athletics check or acrobatics check for this.
Can Morgak make a dexterity saving throw to...
We'll
Grab
let you
me or
roll
something.
this first, and then if you fail that, we'll get Morgak to attempt. Okay. Your hand slips from the edge a bit, and you're barely holding on. Morgak, you can make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can save your friend. Jack, you can do the same. You can go out of polymorph to see if you can help him.
This wouldn't have anything to do with danger sense, right?
I don't believe so. No, you're basically making a mad dash to the center of the bridge there to try and grab him before he slips off the edge. Okay, you make it halfway to the bridge, and I'll make you. Let's do a strength saving throw for you to see if you can pull him back up.
Wow.
You got him about halfway. Jack, are you doing anything while this is happening?
Since he's got him, I'll fly over and unpolymorph and help lift him.
Okay. In that case, Jack, I'll get you to do a strength saving throw as well, please. A 10.
God damn it.
All right, so I'm going to roll against that and see how we do. Oh, wow, okay. I had the wind died down a little bit. Jack, you kind of slip a little, but Morgak manages to grab Artie and pull him up just enough to get him on the stone bridge again. So all three of you are in the middle of the stone bridge right now.
Okay, I'm gonna give Morgak 5 copper for that.
Okay.
Thanks, I guess. Oh wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I've got powerful build, which is considered a size larger on checks. Would that have helped at all?
I think so. Yeah. Like that would probably have boosted your strength check. I think.
Okay, just checking for future.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. Okay. So it looks like the wind has died down a little bit, and you guys are all in the middle of the bridge. So if you want to get to the end again, you're all going to have to make a dex saving throw.
Wizards are nerds. Yeah, can't do this. Like the kid who can't climb the rope in gym class.
I could never do that. Even if it was knotted, I just like, no. That's not going to happen.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna look at danger sense just real quick to see if.
Yeah,
there's a
no
reply.
problem. I'm going to roll against that. It looks like the wind has died down even more so, but it's still a pretty slippery bridge. But
Thank God.
most of you managed to get across, but now Morgak is hanging off the side of the stony bridge just about here. So you guys get about 3/4 of the way. James and Jack managed to get across easily enough, but Morgak is now slipped, and he's now hanging off the side right now.
Okay, it says you have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see.
Okay. You can't really see wind coming though. Not necessarily.
Okay, just.
But yeah, like I get it. It's like it's a physical threat. Yes. If it's a more abstract threat like wind or lightning bolts where they're going to hit, probably not. But yeah.
Or that curses the wind.
So now you have a huge orc hanging off the side of the bridge there. Now, Morgak, I'll get you to do a strength saving throw. See if you manage to pull yourself up yourself. Okay.
All right, decent.
I would say that you managed to get back up, and you're now lying flat on your stomach, on top of the bridge. You're about 3/4 of the way there right now.
I make it the rest of the way by crawling. Just trying to play it safe.
We'll say you managed to do that as well.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to drag him across.
He weighs definitely more than 10 pounds. I don't
know.
think that would do too much to him.
I know. It's just, it seems like it's helping. It's like tugging him.
Yeah, we'll assume you think you're actually doing great right now by using Mage Hand, but in all instances, it's actually doing nothing to him. He's just kind of slowly making his way, inching his way across, and he safely
He
gets to
lifted
the
his
other
back
side.
slightly.
Yeah, lifted his back slightly. Managed to make his finger kind of like curl towards him a little bit, but that's it. So yeah, you guys all managed to get across there safely and enter into the cave itself. As you enter into the cave, you notice that they are being guarded. The entrance is being guarded by 3 goblins. And they immediately take notice to you and begin drawing their weapons. So I'm going to get you guys to do your initiatives. Roll for initiatives for me. And I'll do that for the goblins.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Alright. So that. Oh. Jack, try that again. I don't think I got yours.
Whose?
Jack.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I got yours.
Did you click on your character before you rolled?
Oh, I don't even see my character.
Oh, did I not?
Oh, zoom
he's
out,
there.
and then you can see it in the far right corner.
The right corner is James. The center character is Jack. He should be able to see that.
There we go. Now
I
I
was saying where the map's at in general.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There
Perfect.
we go.
All right. So first up is Artie.
These guys seem like dicks, right?
Well, they're goblins, so yeah.
Okay.
I don't speak Goblin.
I'm just gonna fire a spell at the one closest to us.
Okay. Magic missile. All right. You immediately. Oh, hold on. Was that? Oh, magic missile will automatically hit. So that was all three of the missiles.
I think you have to re-roll each missile.
Nope, because if you look at your thing, it says 3 d4 plus 3. You
Oh.
got 1, 2, 3 plus 3.
Okay, yeah. So the magic missiles managed to completely disintegrate this goblin's body into ashes, and it just like dissipates in a big white, fiery, phosphorus explosion. Just poof. And the other goblins looking like a little nervous right now. They didn't realize that they'd be expecting any visitors. So, Artie, did you want to move, Artie, sorry? Or did you want to stay where you are?
Let's see, where am I? I'm going to move into firing range, but that's about it.
Okay. Next up, Morgak.
I will charge the nearest one and try to hit it.
Okay.
Ah, damn.
That is not a hit. You swing just over his head. You don't realize how short these guys are at the first. You thought they were a lot taller than they should be. So that's it. Jack.
Alright, move up, and then I'm going to shoot this one with crossbow.
Okay. You actually miss. He just manages to dodge it fast enough that it hits off the side of the wall. These guys are wily little buggers. So the one in front of Morgak is going to try and swing at you. He takes one of the puniest, bluntest daggers you have ever seen, Morgak, and goes to slash at your head. He has to kind of like jump a little while he does it, so we'll see how he does. Oh. I'm assuming 21 hits?
A 21?
Yeah. He manages to cut your cheek for 5 damage. It's a big, gaping gash on the side of your cheek there. And now the other one. Let's see how far he can go. He's going to go straight for Jack. And he's going to try and attack you with his scimitar. Wow, these guys are actually rolling really good right now. 23, does that hit?
Definitely.
Alright, so 4 slashing damage to you. He gets you right in the chest with his sharp sword. And Artie. Arthur?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was my turn.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just going to cantrip this guy.
Okay.
I don't know what's up ahead.
The firebolt unfortunately misses. You actually managed to hit right behind him. Yeah. Okay. Morgak.
Noticing that he just cut my forehead, I will attack him recklessly now. So hopefully that'll work better.
Okay. Yep,
Okay.
that's a hit.
All right. That was max damage.
Yeah. You like rend him to pieces. You get so pissed off that he cut your forehead, you just take your axe and turn him into a goblin shish kebab. He's torn to shreds. He hears his friend's blood-curdling scream and turns, and terror just kind of like falls over his face, and the blood from his green skin, his skin starts going pale in his face. He's starting to freak out a bit.
I stab him in the back.
Yeah, Jack, you can go ahead and stab him
hell.
in the back. Oh, you miss. Unfortunately, you miss. So that was Morgan. That was Jack. The goblin is going to use an action to disengage and he immediately starts to book it this way. So first off, I'm going to give Morgak an attack of opportunity as he reaches you there. Let's see how far he can go. I think it's like 30 feet. Yeah. So as he starts
Use
to pass
dash.
you, Morgak, you get an attack of opportunity on him.
Alright. Nope.
No, you miss, and he gets about there. So he's starting to flee. So, Artie. So as
Do I see him from here?
Oh yeah, you definitely see him. So
Okay, cool.
it's that area.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
me.
firebolt
He got away.
misses.
This asshole got away.
Well, no, it's still Morgak's
Well, then-
turn. So Morgak, you're
Oh,
up.
yes.
Alright, so he's just. Alright, I'll move up in reckless.
Okay. He's starting to run as fast as he can just to get away from you guys. That is... I think that's a hit. Hold on. Yep, that's a hit.
Alright.
10 slashing? Okay. You
Yep.
cut his head from his body, and his torso just goes limp and goes off to the side. He's dead.
Let's go, ha, coward.
Loot the bodies.
Yeah, we'll loot our individual kills.
Okay.
I didn't kill anyone, but I'm gonna loot this one.
All right. No problem. Okay. So, Jack, we'll say you got about 10 gold pieces off this guy. And Artie, we'll say you got about, let's go 12 gold pieces off that goblin.
12, did you say?
12, yeah. And again, they have
Yeah.
each of them have their scimitars. If you want, you can add those to your inventory as well.
I like my rapier, so no.
And then there's one more body in front of Morgak. If you want, you can loot that. And
I
you
would
can-
assume he would loot it.
Yeah. We'll leave it until he gets back. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Bearback, I'm gonna get something to drink because my throat's really dry now.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you mind if I go and get one too?
Yeah, sure. We can take a quick 10-minute break just for everyone to.
When I come
catch
back,
up.
I want to see, is this a thing or is this just decoration?
That's just decoration. That's just like a pillar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No problem.